Here's something you may be able to do for your birthday or not. How about a walk across the falls? A man is trying to do that stunt, and he needs approval, though, first. Daredevil Nik Wallenda wants to walk a tightrope across the Niagara Gorge at the falls, but needs the state's permission. Yesterday, the Senate followed the Assembly and approved it. Now all he needs is the governor's signature, and once that happens, Wallenda is free to take his death-defying walk sometime, it's expected, this fall. Can you imagine? Now, he also was the one who walked across, you said, in Puerto Rico?
That was the latest stunt he did. In the Buffalo News article today, they had him walking, I think, between hotels in Puerto Rico. That was his latest stunt.
He is not the one who walked in between the Liberty Building or the one in Toronto.
Not.
But still, can you imagine you'd be the only man to do so?
This happens. This is going to be a huge thing for Buffalo because it's going to be an international phenomenon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the 7 wonders of the world, and this guy's going to be walking across it. It's really exciting.
And can you imagine? I mean, he's going to be up there so high, and it's a 2,000-foot walk, which I understand is much longer than his normal several hundred feet walk.
So not only that, almost half a mile.
And it's 200 feet up, and you have those conditions, you know, with possible winds that just gusts up.
Yeah, it's quite the stunt.
We'll have to go there. We'll have to watch it.
Yes, we will.
If in fact it happens. Okay, ask anybody on a plane, what is the most annoying sound ever?
Mama, I don't want to go down the slide!
That's it. A child's whining tops a new list of the most annoying and distracting noises ever. It beat out nails on a chalkboard, which I hate, and loud alarm clocks. In the psychological study, whines, cries, and other distracting noises. You know what? It's just incessant. That's what, you know, because even adults whine, and that's annoying enough.
Yeah.
But when a child does it, it's just the constant. When it gets to be that point, and then it becomes fever pitch, and then it just gets higher.
Whining, if you're the child's parent, if you're the person in charge of the child, is infuriating. If you're a bystander, it's even worse, just because you feel like your quiet, peaceful time is being interrupted by a kid who wants something. And
and then satisfying, you're questioning, should I give it to him, and then is it going to spoil them, or should I, you know, it's a disciplinary question as well. And, you know, I'll tell you, when I walked on the plane when I used to have my babies, everybody would kind of look at you and look away, hoping, please don't be sitting next to me. Please don't be sitting next to me.
I think that every time I get on a plane.
You know, it's so true.
Every time the kid sits right next to me, too.
And my kids, though, my kids were great because also I had the key of nursing, and that really helps a child because of the ear problem.
Yeah.
And they cry because they're in pain. But, you know, sometimes just even a parent listening to another child.
Yeah.
All right. Well, talking about parents, you're going to hear about one dad who's amazing, who's an amazing dad, and he proved it. Would you actually quit your job to watch your child play a sport, a huge game? That's exactly what David Roth did. His son, Mike, was set to pitch South Carolina in the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. But David, a salesman for Volkswagen Audi, a dealership in Greenville, South Carolina, didn't have the vacation days needed to take off. Now, David missed Mike's pitch for the Gamecocks last year when they won the World Series title, and he wasn't going to let that happen again this year. So, you know what? He just quit his job so he could go and watch his son. The dealership has been getting hundreds of angry phone calls from fans of David, but the dealership says they won't publicly discuss their employees' personal decision. Now, we want to also say Mike's team is still in the World Series. Apparently, they won their first or second game, so they're still in it, and the father's there.
Yeah, I think it's great that he's going to get to watch his son, and I think this is a really touching sort of story, but I also feel like this isn't the whole story. Maybe he was unhappy with his job. Maybe he knows he's got offers somewhere else. Because you don't just say, one thing went wrong, I quit. Like, you need more than that.
Apparently, you know, he said because he missed last year's, I think because he was basing it on how he felt so badly. He was at the games, and then he had to go back before the final in the series last year, so he missed the actual winning game. And you know, this year, they also say that when his son Mike is at this level, this could be the biggest game of his career. The career may not go farther. The chances are not. So he wanted to make this huge game for his son.
And that is so, so touching.
I love maybe that. Because his son is a senior this year, that, you know, he doesn't have to pay for college anymore and may not have to worry about it.
It's early retirement is what it is.
Exactly. All right, that's it. We'll tell you how it goes.
We will, and I'm going to tell you how one of my